Hey guys, Kyle here. Welcome back to NHL Supercard. I want to talk about the NHL, so we're doing this. Now, before we get into it, I actually have to check this. We entered this, I got a lot of points. I just went on this huge streak. Well, not huge, but 10 streak for this team was not too bad. So we get 2 Andrew Shaws. 2 ultra rare cards already, just from playing an event and doing half decent. So if I go in, I can take out, say, Evgeny Kuznetsov, move Iginla there, and then put in Andrew Shaw here. And now we have a slightly better team. By slightly, I mean we jumped up an entire tier. But anyway, one thing I really wanted to talk about was how Detroit did last... Well, you know what? Yeah, last night. I'm uploading this today. I did something else yesterday about the draft, but I sped that up at the beginning. Anyway, actually, we're going to just hop in the game real quick, just so I can keep talking. I really, really liked how Detroit was playing. So, Peter Mrazek, more like Peter Mazing. Either way, they shut out the Tampa Bay Lightning. Johnson was Johnson, Kucherov, and what? Was that on the... No, Killorn was on the line this year. Triplets are still scary. But anyway, Detroit actually managed to shut them down, and it was actually pretty nice. I really think that they were on top of the triplets this game. And it was real nice to see. It was such a good game. And then the brawl, quote unquote, at the end. By the way, we have 27 picks. We had 26 picks after that streak. So we're gonna just start picking stuff. Yeah, but that's what I thought at least. I thought it was pretty cool watching it. Oh, hey, we got Bo Bennett, another right winger. It was a good game. That's what I'm trying to say. It was a good game. The Wings finally looked like they knew what they were doing, which is a nice change, especially this season. But past that, I'm really hoping they keep playing like this. As well as Andreas Athanasiou was super helpful. He played super well, and I really hope Detroit gives him more ice. Blashill gives him more ice time in the future, especially with him playing the way he is now. By the way, how do we only get one board reset out of 28 picks? Jesus. But Detroit, that game was amazing. The Islanders really surprised me coming back in overtime to win their first game, first playoff game at Barclays Center. It caught me off guard. I didn't expect them to come back from 3 down, I believe it was. Yeah, it was 3 down. And they came back and won 4-3. Sounds about right, at least. This is all... I'd go check, but this is kind of all just me going off of it, remembering what I can. Anyway, I thought that was pretty interesting, actually, how they could do that. Oh, hey, we get 3 more picks. And you know what? It just shows how... Why do we keep getting right wingers? Give us a rare goalie, please. Anyway, I thought it was pretty good. Also, the Nashville game. Personally, I really wanted to see Nashville actually get past the first round, and it's looking pretty good. They're already up 2-0 on the series. They won away too. So imagine when they go back to Nashville, they're gonna have this boost from their home fans. I'm surprised we haven't run into another Andrew Shaw at this point. But they're gonna have home ice in the next 2 games. This might be a short series, but it's been super hard for Nashville at least. Anyway, the St. Louis Blues and the Chicago Blackhawks. I am so glad the Blues managed to win Game 3. Between the fact that I don't like the Blackhawks. Oh, hey, we got a playmaking coach. You're going to get a bunch of coaches, and you're going to start to hate their existence, by the way. That's how this works. Right, and we should probably also start training some of these guys. You can train them as we were with Iggy, but now I'm thinking, let's train up Andrew Shaw a bit. Why not? Make a super good card. And we don't need any of these guys anymore. Especially not right now. Now, you could go and start making them all pros and doing that. I personally don't, but that's just me. Anyway, I'm really looking forward to seeing how St. Louis does. I'm hoping they can actually pull themselves out of this whole funk of always losing in the first round, first couple games. You know, while they might push it occasionally, you know, they're usually out pretty quick. All right, Nina Ryder, Shaw's going in. Iggy's staying in. We can... I really want to start up a season, so we're going to actually go into this now. I want to put as many good players as we can out. But at the same time, I'm thinking about it, we should definitely have our best possible defenseman out there. Our best possible goalie, which we only have Lindback and Bernier. Left wingers, Bork is still our best one. I think I'll just keep Iggy here to put him at center if we need to. But you know what? Let's begin. If we happen to get anywhere, I'll be managing this myself on my own time. And you can drag energy. It will boost your players up. You can switch all the cards out. Here's where the boosts come in handy. Especially if you are in the playoffs. Let's say it's a game 7. Give them a boost. You're good. You're good to go. Okay, not season. Back to game. Also, for those of you guys who haven't seen my prediction thing, which is probably a lot of you, I see Chicago coming out on top. Or not Chicago coming out, Dallas coming out on top in the... I saw the Chicago logo. Chicago's going to be out soon. Whether it's to St. Louis or Dallas, it's going to be one of the two. Minnesota's pretty much dead in the water, even though you can see Zach Parise all over the screen. He's just kind of the poster boy of the game, so kind of had to put him on there. And Dallas is going to just tear through the Western Conference. And there's only a couple threats in the entire league that I'd say pose... Well, there's only a couple teams that pose a threat to them, I should say. Ooh, this guy's undefeated. Let's go try and beat him up. And the ones I think that could really do some damage to them are the Caps, the Panthers, and the Rangers. The Rangers have always been a pretty solid defensive team. That's why they made it to the Cup Final and the Conference Final the last 2 seasons. You know, they just ran into teams that happen to have a slightly better build, an actual first-line center, but they actually have one this year, and it's really different, actually. Usually it's like, oh, hey, they don't have any sort of offense going. I beg to differ. They finally actually had some of their stuff together, especially in that last game against Pittsburgh. But, oh, hey, we got a rare center. We're going to be using that. Alright. So let's actually... You know what? As much as we could use Andrew Shaw, let's actually throw in Lance Boma. We're going to stay in Super Rare Plus. And Iggy's definitely going to stay around as well. Because now we can actually boost these guys up, and eventually we can make Andrew Shaw a gold pro card. So if we just, you know, train him all the way up, he will become a, well, I can just do this. If we max him out, he's going to end up at his peak, and then we can combine 2 maxed out cards to get a gold crown on here. I can, if I didn't just give up all of my cards, I would show you. Yeah, but we can combine them. If they're max levels, he will get even better. We can max him out, and then he will be better than some cards of the next tier. So he's ultra rare, and he would be better than a bunch base epic card maxed out. Same with epic to legendary, legendary to star, star to playoffs, etc. But anyway, back to the NHL. I'm looking real forward to the rest of the playoffs. Almost every series has looked very tight. The only one I'll say hasn't was Detroit and Tampa up until this last game. They were at each other's throats, but there wasn't much firepower going on, especially from the veterans in Detroit, like Datsuk, Zetterberg, Nyquist, Tatar, even though they're young still, as well as guys like as well as guys like Nicholas Kronwall. Honestly, I think Kyle Quincy has been their best defenseman this season. But Brendan Smith going into the lineup and Peter Mrazek being in their lineup as well, you know, being on the ice, I think really helped them last game. So if they can keep it up, I see them going far. I can see them taking out Tampa. Finally making it past the first round for the first time in a long time. Alright, do we have any duplicates that I could show? Nope, but I'm going to get rid of Martin Jones and Victor Rask. There we go. So we're just going to keep feeding these cards to Andrew Shaw, and he will become a better player. Anyway, that's really all I have to talk about. You probably have a long enough thing to see what the gameplay is. I talked about everything that was on my mind. And yeah, so I hope you guys are having a good day. I hope you guys continue to have a fantabulous day. And I will see you all in the next one. I royally botched my outro, but I'll see you in the next one anyway.